An elderly Bronx man with a very interesting past is having some big problems with his front door. He says it's been broken for months now, and building management simply will not fix it. So he called Howard. Howard Thompson joins us now with more on this. Howard.
Heidi, thank you. I meet a lot of very interesting people in this gig, and I can't always help everyone. But when I met Sal Como, I was darn sure I was going to help him. Here's the Help Me Howard report.
Whoa, Barbara! Right?
Keep going, man.
But you know what? To be honest with you, when I was a young guy buying the records, a teenager, I wouldn't have bought that song myself.
It's not every day that I conduct this type of interview. Then again, it's not every day that I meet someone like Sal Como. Yeah, that Sal Como, the singer from the 50s doo-wop group, The Regents, who brought us the hit Barbara Ann, which was later covered by the Beach Boys. Lead tenor Sal Como is 70 years old now, in poor health, alone, and living in this apartment up on Southern Boulevard.
When I first moved in here, this door was broken down already with a crowbar.
The apartment, like its tenant, has quite a history and a lot of stories to tell.
There was a time when this was a wire place for the mob.
Sal said some guy named, well, perhaps we'll just leave that guy's name out of this.
The guy says, this is your apartment? I said, yeah, why? He said, you know I was arrested in this place. I said, arrested in my apartment? He said, yeah, it was a wire place for the boys. They used to have nothing up there but coffee, sandwiches, and phones. And the feds came, and he was up here making a $500 bet when they broke the door down. And he was taken with him. Of course, he was eventually let go because he was just a guy placing a bet, you know. But
that's amazing. I love that. You gotta love New York. Don't you just love this city? Where else do you find this? You just gotta love this town. Enough of my big city romantic notions. Sal has a real problem with his door.
It's insane because I can't stop the air, and now the frame is even broke. Air is coming through the frame. So the situation is, I've been complaining to Section 8 for years.
Because the door isn't fixed, Section 8 has stopped paying Sal's subsidized portion of his rent, and he's now facing eviction.
Management said they were putting in a door. Instead, I got eviction notices.
At this point, the system kicks in. Social Services is notified, and it's discovered that Sal has a myriad of health issues. The eviction process is slowed down. Building management says Sal will get his door. That was 5 weeks ago.
If it's like 35 degrees out, I'm okay. It's cold. And when it goes like, you know, last weekend and this weekend,
yeah,
like 1920, the wind chill factor's fine. I'd like to have... If I was a young guy, you know, the manager, I'd go down there and bust, I'd kill him.
Easy, Sal. Maybe you ought to let me handle this. The building is run by Rye Management. Something tells me this was not the main office.
Why are these places always tucked away in here in the middle of nowhere where it's almost impossible to get to them?
This is not a good situation. The way we're looking at this story right now, this is elder abuse. Until we hear otherwise, that's how the story is going to be reported. Neglect. The man's door should be fixed. Ride Management has another office on 3rd Avenue up in the 90s. I explained Sal's situation to the security team, who in turn gave me the phone number of their PR guy, who just happened to call as I returned to my office.
Can I ask you a question off the record?
Off the record? Why do we want to be off the record, Don?
Did he,
Why do we have to be off the record?
Well, did he have pants on?
No, he didn't.
Okay, I just, you know.
No, unfortunately, he didn't. You know, the guy's, he's obviously seen better days, you know?
Yeah, I know, but he'll have his door installed tomorrow, and he promised us he'd have pants on.
The next day, Sal had his new door, but he wasn't around. I'm just glad we were able to provide him with some dignity and comfort during the winter of his life. Glad we could help Sal out. If you have a problem, you can send me an email to helpme@wpix.com, or you can call my hotline at 212-210-2490. Please check out my blog. You can follow me on Twitter and become a fan on Facebook. Jim, Heidi, Glenn?
Terrific story.
Thank you.
You're so right. Only in New York.
That's it. Gotta love this place.
Thank you, Howard.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Only in